Hey everybody, this is Petty Officer Domenick Dibenedetto, IFBB Classic Physique Pro. I'm over here, I'm about to be on board the USS Mighty Iwo Jima. On leg days, forget about it. So these here are the rules of the road right here. You know, civilian or boots not authorized, no undershirts, you know, no unauthorized clothing. So on board the USS Kearsarge, I started training with my very first training partner was Chad Wyszynski. He was a yeoman, and I was 140 pounds, he was 103 pounds, and we met this guy who he's a cryptologic technician, and he's a chief now. His name was Chief Whitaker, and he was an SMBF pro, and I saw this guy's physique when he first came on. I was eating Taco Tuesday, and I was eating tacos, and I see this guy eating tuna and almonds. I'm looking at him, I go, this guy knows something I don't. He's shredded to the bone, and I'm not. So I went up to him, and he took me under his wing, and he introduced me to the weights. And right then and there, I fell in love with the sport. And then that same deployment I was on, which was in 2013, I met another Petty Officer's Third Class, Beard, who he was still about to get into NPC, but he was probably the strongest guy I ever met, and probably had the most heart. Those three guys, Wyszynski, Beard, and Whitaker, I trained with for 8 months. And at the time, I was still very young into the sport, and I was excited to begin my journey because I had these young guys in which I trained with underway. Right after that, I got orders over to Hawaii. I flew to Hawaii, and I was like, I'm going to find the best trainer on this island. So I met Mike Kawasaki, who to this day is my trainer, and under him, I have done 7 contests, and he's been my trainer ever since, and I'm going to be working with him until my time is done. I started off at the 2014 Paradise Cup with a second place finish in the novice division, and right as soon as I got that taste of the stage, I was addicted. I went in the gym the next day, I was like, Mike, let's get bigger, let's get bigger, let's get bigger. And at the time, Classic Physique wasn't around, so I was just a lightweight bodybuilder. Slowly, Mike built me the way he wanted to. And with his style of training, our high intensity, our high volume, our very intense training, you're not going to find anything like it. The Kawasaki way is the way in which we train above and beyond your mental capacity of training. Spot. 18, 19, up, 20, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. My biggest win, my very first win, was the 2015 Ferrigno Legacy. I was a middleweight, and I was able to open middleweight, and I did the lightweight novice, and I won both those classes. Shortly before that, I did the 2015 Paradise Cup again. I had a little bit of a big head because I took second. I thought I was going to do well again. I ended up getting a 3rd place, and because my posing was so bad that I ended up getting pretty much laughed off stage. Like, it was pretty bad for a 3rd place novice. So I committed myself at the Paradise Cup that I'm going to train every day on my posing, and that's why I met my posing coach, Sean Calder. So I had Sean Calder, I had doing all my posing, and I had Mike Kawasaki doing my dieting and prep. And together, they pretty much built me into what you see today. And I worked with them over the years with 2 first place finishes at the Ferrigno, a 1st place finish at the Aloha Muscle. Right after Aloha Muscle is when I was like, asked my coach, hey, I think it's time for to step up to national level. And that's when I switched over to Classic Physique. When I switched over to Classic Physique, I was a little intimidated. A lot of people told me, nationals, whole different beast. You're not going to be ready for nationals. But then when I stepped on that national stage, I had about 37 in my class. I was able to pull a first call out, and I was able to finish with a 6th place finish, my very first national show. And this is only 2.5 years in the bodybuilding. So I knew this is truly what I wanted to do. This is who I am. This is what I want to do. Went to my coach. I had to make a decision. Do I keep competing, or do I kind of just stay where I'm at, because now I'm about to transfer commands? Team Universe is right around the corner. Coach and I made the decision, hey, we're going to do Team Universe. So we corrected the things I did wrong. We corrected a little bit of my posing, was able to get my legs bigger, was able to build a way better package for Team U than I had at Nationals. So we made mistakes, we learned. That's been my whole career so far in bodybuilding. It's been you make a mistake, you learn. You make a mistake, you learn. And as I progressed, I was able to pull a third place finish at Team U, in which I turned pro. And that was probably one of the happiest, definitely the happiest day of my entire life. Right now, me and Mike are making the decision to use this whole deployment. And this gym you see here is a Rocky IV kind of style. So the future for me now in this sport is I relied a lot on my aesthetics and my posing to help me out win shows. But I see the competition, and its size right now is the name of the game. So we're using this deployment. We're getting in that Rocky IV mindset, going to get rid of all the distractions, all the outside things. It's going to be me and the boys up here every day, banging and clanging these weights until I can get big enough to be able to compete at the professional level. I've seen the quality, and I'm ready to take quality of athlete, and I'm ready to take them on. I've always been very grateful of all the people I've competed against, you know, and every time I see the next level of athlete, I've always brought myself to that package. So I'm ready to do that, and I'm very grateful to have this equipment and the backing of the United States Navy to be able to not only serve the United States Navy, but to be able to compete as a professional athlete and to do both. You know, it's not easy by any means. The diet that works best for me is a partial ketogenic diet. It's something that I'm very carbohydrate sensitive, so if I have too many carbohydrates, I tend to get fat very easily. I guess it's in the Italian Dibenedetto genes, I don't know. But I found over the different types of diets in which I've practiced, the partial keto is the ones that works the best. So underway, when I'm out to sea, getting my Rocky IV on here in the gym, I need to make sure I'm meeting all my requirements. So for my diet will go as follows. I'd get up at 3, 1 scoop of Isolyze, 1 scoop of Carbolize by Species Nutrition, and then I'd go to the gym, and then I'd have 1 scoop of Isolyze as well as 4 whole eggs for breakfast. Now, 2.5 hours, I eat about 2 to 4 hours in. If something happens, there's a man overboard, I can't be able to eat. If there's a general quarters, then I can't eat. I have to use protein bars. However, if things go as planned, which they don't always do, but it's 2.5 hours, it'll be a can of chicken and almonds, can of tuna and almonds. And then my post-workout meal would consist of can of tuna, almonds, and a scoop of oatmeal, averaging about 100 grams of carbohydrates a day. I use these supplements here, the V-Mineralize, Omega-Lyze, and the Fiberlyze to give me my nutrients that I may be missing out throughout the day. So I know I'm getting everything that I need each day, reaching all the protein. It has worked. I have been putting on good quality muscle despite the fact that I am out to sea and despite the fact that I am eating out of a bag. However, my coach has seen progress, and Mike Kawasaki has been telling me, hey, this is the right way to go. You're doing well. Keep doing what we're doing. So every 8 weeks, I'll send him a picture. Especially because I'm out to sea, it's hard to send pictures out to him. But he'll see a photo and he'll judge it from there. And over next year, I'm looking to put on some quality muscle. All right, let's get it. Okay. Come on. Roll. Slow, come on. Spot. Let's go, come on. Okay. All right, so today we did what was the Kawasaki leg day, which is followed by the theories of the Kawasaki way. My coach Mike Kawasaki, a little worn out from my leg workout. I'm gonna go over with you. First thing we did was 4 sets of 20 full reps, 20 half reps for a total of 40 reps per set for 4 sets. For rest, I personally believe that as long as you can put 100% effort into each and every set, take as long as you need. For me, it averaged about 1:30 to 2 minutes. So 20 full, 20 half, increasing the weight to where you're hitting failure. Usually I have a spotter with me to help get those last 4 or 5 sets. So that was my first workout. My second workout was over here. Being on a ship, we can't have a leg press with a rocking ship. If a ship kind of rocks one way, it could kill you. So we have this. It's our second best piece of equipment we got for leg press. So I did a triple drop set. Big believer in high volume. It's always worked for me for growth. If you see any of my photos, you can see where I was 3 years ago from now, using a lot of high volume, heavy weight, high intensity. So it was a triple drop set of 20, 20, 20. Started with 4 plates, removed the plate, 20 reps, removed the plate, 20 reps. And then straight from there, back over to leg extensions, where we did 30 to 50 leg extensions every set. So it was a superset of 20, 20, 20, and 30 to 50 leg extensions, ultimately going to about 100 to 120 reps total for 3 sets. So you can say high volume, high intensity for this workout. Now when we're completely tired, we've already done 7 sets of 40 and hundreds of reps, then we go over to squats. Now we finished with the squats. I started off with 185 just to kind of see how I feel. I'm a big believer where I call controlled chaos. So I like to go as hard and as heavy as I can, but I also like to kind of make sure I don't hurt myself. I don't want to injure myself and ruin my career. So first 2 sets, kind of see where I'm at, 12 to 15 reps. Next set, I put on 225, was able to get another 15 reps in. And then the last 2, I said, hey, I can push out 2 hard reps. So I whopped on there 275 for 15, then knocked out 315 for 12. And ended with that. I'm pretty tired right now. I definitely feel exhaustion in my legs. Legs are pretty tight. Now I'm going to have a nice meal, go home. And that there is a traditional Team Kawasaki leg day. You can find us out in IAEA, Hawaii. Follow me on Instagram at Dibs, DIBZ_IFBB Pro, or you can follow my coach for training at the Kawasaki Way 01. Shoots.